Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is David, and today we're going to be talking about the finals and its new update, patch 1.50. It just apparently is supposed to come out today, or did come out, but I haven't gotten it. It's supposed to come out January 17th, but I am sitting here in Florida at 6 p.m. I just opened up the finals, and I did not see any of the changes. I didn't see the new game mode or nothing like that. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't know if it's going to hit another time, but I haven't seen the change yet. But I'm just going to talk about it while you watch some gameplay that I recorded of the finals before the patch, obviously. So we're going to just be going over some of the highlights from the patch and talking about what's good. So the first thing I want to talk about, the main highlight, is the new game mode, and this is kind of like the finals free-for-all. So it's basically Banquet, right? But it's solo, so you're not playing with anybody else. You're faced off with 11 other contestants, and you're obviously trying to earn the most cash. You pick up coins and you have to drop them off at the little bank, whatever, and then you get the points. I believe there's a Call of Duty game mode that is similar to this. I forgot what it's called though. And in that game mode in Call of Duty, you are killing the enemy, then you're as they die, you pick up like a coin or something from them, and then you have to go to a certain area to deposit that coin. I don't know if it's in Modern Warfare 3, but I remember playing this mode in Modern Warfare 2, and it is a pretty fun mode. Now, with this solo Banquet mode, it is actually experimental. That's pretty much what they're saying. It's limited time and it's experimental. And I think the reason why is because they're actually going to kind of use this game mode as a type of test or balancing test to see which kinds of builds that are too overpowered. It's kind of hard to dictate which build is overpowered when you've got all this other stuff going on, right? But when you've got just free-for-all and you've got just 11 of you facing off against each other, you can really see which types of builds are superior to others, right? So that really helps the game developers to kind of balance out the builds and see if the light build is better or the medium build is better, or if the heavy build is better than all the others, and see which OP areas they have and then kind of tone those out, or see the weaknesses that some builds have and kind of buff those, right? So I think this is more of what that is. I don't really think it's just for fun. I think it's more of a beta test to kind of help Embark balance out the builds. But it's going to be the exact same number of players as the regular Banquet, except you're just not going to play with anybody else. You're just solo. So it's going to be really interesting. I suspect that this is going to be a really crazy type of game mode. There's going to be just way more havoc than before, just because everybody is there for themselves. And I think it's really going to expose some OP builds and some OP type of guns and whatnot and equipment, because you're not anymore there to support your teammate and kill the enemy and get the objective. You're literally there just to kill the enemy and cash out as much money as you can. So you're going to be looking at having the best equipment possible. There are also some different types of skins you can buy now. There's one that looks like a soldier. I'm not sure if I want to sink money into this game just yet. I've been kind of holding off. I do want to support the game. I really do. I've actually never spent money on a live service game before. This is the first game that actually made me want to spend actual money on the game, because I think I really like what they're doing here. I really want to support the finals and Embark. because I really think that this game is innovative, and I really love the gameplay and everything about the game. It's just fantastic. I love FPS games with destructive environments. Battlefield was the go-to for that, but obviously they're going in an entirely different direction. Hopefully with the next Battlefield we get back to the roots, but the finals is pretty much like Bad Company. Like, it is the fun that I was having with Bad Company back in the day. So yeah, I'll probably spend some money on this game in the future, but I'm still kind of thinking about it. I'm not really sure yet. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the other changes that Embark has released for the finals. And the biggest one that they're talking about now is that they're kind of clamping down on cheating. The developers have pretty much like started or ramped up the fight against hackers and cheaters. And on Twitter or X, they're saying that we're introducing our fair play guidelines with revamped and improved detection methods for unfair play. And they're saying also from now on we'll restrict cheaters with more confidence and will be able to stand firmly behind our bans. I really hope they do something about the cheating in the finals. I personally haven't really encountered any cheaters, or none that I've known about, to be honest. That's mostly because I don't really play this game that much. I play other games as well, Call of Duty, single player games most of the time. So I'm not like on this game 24/7 or anything like that. This is like my one and only game right now. So maybe just because I haven't really put in the hours, I haven't encountered any cheaters. But I totally believe that there are cheaters out there, because there's cheaters in Call of Duty and pretty much every other game out there. So I believe that obviously there's going to be cheaters in the finals, and I'm really glad that they're clamping down on cheaters. And it makes me kind of think that with them using machine learning for their voices, the voice lines and all that, maybe they're going to introduce some type of AI anti-cheat, you know what I mean? Some type of AI that can analyze how a person is playing and detect if they're cheating or not. That would help out a lot. I think that's where AI for anti-cheat would really improve the anti-cheat methods, because it can watch and detect the normal players and the cheaters and how they play. Because obviously if you're cheating, it's pretty obvious, you know what I mean? You're snapping out to targets, you're looking at targets through walls, you have no recoil, stuff like that. Obviously that would take a crazy amount of man hours to look at every single person playing and see how they're playing, unless they get reported, right? But if you have an AI that's watching everybody play, or has some kind of algorithm that detects how you're playing, then that algorithm is going to be way more accurate in detecting cheaters, right? So I really hope they do implement some type of AI anti-cheat. That would be so good. Alright, we do have some notable changes to weapons. So for example, the M11 has had its recoil pattern adjusted, and it's now a little bit easier to control. That's really good. The M11 is really hard to shoot at long distances. At short distances, you can actually down a heavy pretty quickly, especially with the fast reload. But if you're at anything like medium or far distance, it is so hard to get anybody with the M11. Also, the riot shield has been tweaked to be more responsive, and also to remove unintentional damage blocking. I haven't really run into many riot shielders. I've had one on my team, and he wasn't really the most OP player ever, so I don't really have much to say against riot shielders or for them, so I can't really say anything about that. But that is a notable change. And then also damage has been decreased for the SH1900 shotgun. That's the auto shotty. That is actually a pretty OP gun. I've used it as a heavy, and it is really strong. And I think it's a little, especially if you're close up, it's a little bit OP. I do agree with that change. That's pretty good. Also, damage has been increased for the flamethrower, LH1, M60, and V9S. I think the M60 was okay as it was. I mean, I wasn't really having a problem with M60. However, the flamethrower is pretty much useless, so I am glad that they increased the flamethrower damage, because that thing just has the shortest range ever, and it is just so slow to killing anybody. It's almost useless to use it, so I'm glad that they did increase the damage for that. Also, we've got some tweaks and fixes made to gadgets. So we've got RPG damage that has been decreased from 150 HP to 140, which is perfect, because with 150 HP, if you shot a light build up close and they have full health, you would one-shot them and they'd just be dead. So now they'll have like 10 HP left, which is great. C4 damage has been decreased. Stun guns period of immobilization has been reduced. Cooldown has been increased for the gas mine. Also, cooldown has been decreased for the flashbang, the incendiary mine, the vanishing bomb, and the tracking dart. So those are pretty good changes. I wouldn't really say, to be honest, the C4 is that OP. Now, it is kind of OP when you're strapping it to another explosive, right, and throwing it. Now that's a little OP, but by itself, I haven't really thought of it to be OP. I kind of hate that it takes a really long time to activate the C4 after you've thrown it. I already thought that was a pretty good buff, but I've never really felt that the C4 damage has been that crazy, so I'm not sure about that one. Then you've got some ability tweaks. Biggest ability changes, I'd say the cloaking device. It's had its activation cost and minimum required charge time increased. The mesh shield has had its health decreased, and the grappling hook can no longer become implemented into objects attached to carryables, which makes sense. And then you've just got some quality of life improvements, pretty much just fixes and little things here and there. You've got, you know, some faulty weapon animations in the menu that have been fixed, some server crash difficulties, some map inadequacies, some attribute boosting maneuvers. That's obviously not all of the changes from the patch notes, but that's just some of the noteworthy ones. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this new patch. Hopefully I can play it soon. I'm not really sure what's going on, but otherwise, thank you for watching and have a great day.